Every morning, you wake up surrounded by things you barely notice. Clean water, electricity, a warm bed, a hot shower, a phone waiting beside you. You turn on a light without thinking about it. You open a tap, and water appears. You are hungry, so you open a refrigerator. You are tired, so you rest. And when you want to go somewhere, you simply walk out the door. It feels normal, but imagine waking up tomorrow, and none of it exists. No electricity, no running water, no phone, no hot shower, no refrigerator, no privacy, and, perhaps most importantly, no freedom to decide what happens to you. Now imagine that this is not an experiment. This is your life. The year is somewhere in the Roman Empire. You are in Rome, and today, we are going to follow two people through the same city. One is a slave, the other is a senator. They wake up under the same Roman sun. They breathe the same dusty air. They walk through the same streets, but almost everything else about their lives is different. For the slave, the day begins before the city is fully awake. There is no alarm clock, no comfortable mattress, no decision about whether to stay in bed. For another 10 minutes he wakes because someone expects him to work. The room is dark and crowded. There are other people sleeping around him. The air is heavy. His possessions are few. A worn piece of clothing, a pair of simple sandals, perhaps a few personal objects. Nothing that tells the world, this is mine. He gets up. There is no slow morning, no coffee, no scrolling through a phone, no quiet moment before work. His day has already begun. Across the city, another Roman is waking. A senator. His morning looks completely different. He sleeps in a spacious home. There are servants. There is better food. There is privacy. Clothing is prepared for him. His day begins with choices. Where will he go? Who will he meet? What political matter requires his attention? The difference begins before either man even leaves his room. One wakes because he must. The other wakes with the ability to decide. Then comes breakfast. For the slave, food is practical. Bread, grain, vegetables, water. Enough to keep the body working. He eats quickly. There is work waiting for the senator. Food is part of comfort and status. Servants bring dishes, bread, olives, fruit, fish, wine. The table is not simply about survival. It is about abundance, about having more than you need. And that is one of the strange things about Rome. Two people can live in the same city, eat from the same land, and experience food in completely different ways. For one, food gives strength to continue working. For the other, food is something to enjoy. Now look at where they live. The slave's sleeping space is simple, often crowded, little privacy, few possessions. His home is not a place where he can fully escape the demands of the world. The senator's house is another universe. An atrium, columns, painted walls, marble, gardens, servants moving quietly through the rooms. The house announces his position before he even speaks. In Rome, architecture could be power. The size of your home could tell strangers how important you were. And the senator had a home designed to make that message impossible to miss. Now, the city wakes completely, and the slave begins his work. He carries, he cleans, he lifts, he unloads. He walks into the Roman sun. His hands become dirty. His clothes become heavier with dust. His body becomes tired. But exhaustion does not mean the working day is over. There is always another task, another load, another order. The senator works too, but his work takes place in another world. He walks through the forum. People recognize him. He meets other powerful men. He discusses politics, business, alliances, decisions. His body is not carrying the city's heavy loads. His position is. His influence moves people. His words can change decisions. 1. Man's labor is measured by what his body can physically do. The other's power is measured by what his position allows him to control. And then there is money. Coins are everywhere in Rome, but money does not mean the same thing to everyone. For a wealthy Roman, money can mean land, property, servants, political influence, security, more choices. For a slave, money may exist all around him, while remaining largely outside. His control. And this brings us to the most important difference between these two lives. Not food, not houses, not clothing. Freedom, the senator, can decide where to go, who to speak with, what to buy, who to support, what risks to take. The slave cannot. Simply walk away from his situation. His life is controlled by someone else, and that changes everything. Even the way people look at him. A slave can stand in the middle of hundreds of people and still have almost no social power. A senator enters the forum, and people notice. They greet him. They want his attention. They want his support. They want something from him. In Rome, status could determine whether your voice mattered. But there is another side to power. Danger. The slave fears punishment. He fears exhaustion, illness, injury, and the consequences of disobeying someone who has power over him. The senator faces different dangers: political enemies, rivals, scandals, betrayal, the possibility of losing everything. Power protects you, but power also makes you visible. And the more powerful you become, the more people may benefit from seeing you fall. So neither life is completely safe, but the risks are not equal. One man fears what someone might do to his body. The other fears what someone might do to his position. Eventually, the sun disappears behind Rome. The streets become darker. The sounds of the city begin to change. The slave returns exhausted. His feet hurt. His hands are dirty. His body has spent everything it had. He lies down where he slept the night before. Tomorrow will be almost the same. He knows it, across the city. The senator enters a warm dining room. Oil lamps flicker against marble walls. Food is served. Wine is poured. People talk. Music fills the room. He has finished another day, surrounded by comfort. Tomorrow, he will wake up with choices again. The slave closes his eyes. The senator closes his eyes. 2 men, 2 lives, 1 city, 1 empire. And yet they might as well have lived in different worlds. Now, come back to your own life. Look around you. The water is still running. The light's still. Your bed is warm. Your phone is in your hand. You can close your door. You can choose what to eat. You can choose where to go. You can decide what happens next. These things feel ordinary because you experience them every day. But history has a strange way of changing what ordinary means to someone living 2,000 years ago. Clean running water could look like luxury. A warm room could look like wealth. A private bedroom could look like privilege. And the ability to decide what happens to your own life could be worth more than gold. So the next time you turn on a light, open a tap, take a hot shower, or climb into your bed at night, stop for a moment. Because what feels ordinary to you might have looked extraordinary to someone else. History is not only kings, it is not only battles, it is not only dates carved into stone. Sometimes history is simply looking at your own life and realizing how different the world once was. Welcome to Into History.